Okay, so my goal in this video is not to cry because I feel like it might happen. I'm gonna try my hardest for that not to happen. So this video is a video of the conversation that I had with my dad just literally an hour ago. I came out to him as a lesbian, and I kind of want to dive in the past real quick to kind of give you guys like a backstory so you guys can kind of understand like where I'm coming from and how I'm feeling during this time. So I have repeated this in several videos, so if you guys have been following me for a while, I don't really feel like getting into it so much, but all the way up until I was 18, I thought I was bisexual. It was something I hid from my dad, I hid from my mom, but my mom found out on her own when I was about 15, 16. I can't quite remember the exact age, but it was 15, 16. And I told her not to tell my dad. My mom was very accepting. When I turned 18, I came out to my mom as a lesbian, very accepting. I never told my dad. Why? When I was younger, my dad would say very, very harsh things about gay people. See, when I was younger, I knew that I liked girls as well as boys at the time. And I never put two and two together. I never knew, oh, I'm gay. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. But I knew in my heart it wasn't right, or so I thought. So I don't really want to share some of the things that my dad would say. Sorry. I don't really want to share some of the things that my dad would say because some of the things are very hurtful, and I do believe that people can change and learn and become a better person in that regard. I do believe that's possible. So all the way up until now, I'm 26, I never once told my dad, back when I was younger, oh, I'm bisexual. Never once told my dad, oh, I'm a lesbian. I have had quite a few girlfriends, and I've also had a fair share of boyfriends back in the day. And I never said, Dad, this is my girlfriend. But I would always say, Dad, this is my boyfriend, whenever he'd meet one of them. I felt so much guilt. My grandma, she has passed on. I love her so much. She was like, I feel like I'm gonna get emotional. She was my mom when my mom couldn't be my mom, you know? She was everything to me, and when she passed away, it was the hardest thing for me probably that I ever went through, besides being in foster care. It was terrible, and I never knew she was a lesbian. My dad would say things to her when I was younger that I didn't know what it was. I would ask my mom, what does that word mean? What does that mean? And no one would ever tell me. My grandma passed away when I was about 12. God, it feels like it just happened. I'm 26 years old. 26 years old. So I never wanted my dad to know that I was gay, and I never had a discussion with him about it or anything. And, you know, it's Pride Month, and I made an LGBT video. It was a tag of 10 questions, and it just got me thinking, I really need to talk to my dad about this. I feel like it's a respect thing. I don't talk to my dad often. You know, I'll message him and I'll say I love you, and sometimes I'll get a response and sometimes I won't. Sometimes he'll message me and say he misses me, and I'll reply, I miss you too. It's very, look at my cat. It's very, not very communicative at all, but I love my dad a lot, and he means the world to me, and of course his opinion matters. And as I grew older, in my 20s, he's known that I've had girlfriends, and it's clear as day that I like girls, obviously. But I feel like it was very important for me, from my own self, to tell my dad that I am a lesbian. So I'm going to share that conversation and kind of the way that I was feeling. I feel like this This probably means nothing to a lot of people, but to me, it meant everything to me. It's taken me this long to do it, and I finally got the nerve. I feel like shaky and nervous. I don't know what it is. Okay, so I honestly wasn't sure if my dad was actually going to reply to me because, again, he does get really busy and he's not very social media based. He doesn't do like social media really. My hair though and my necklace is just not cute. So I said, Dad, ? Can I talk to you about something? Please reply. I would really appreciate it. I wanted him to know that it was kind of urgent and I just really wanted to talk to him. He said, hello, sweetie. It me, your dad. Well, it me, your daddy. And I said, I just went in for the kill because I did not want to beat around the bush in any way. I just wanted to get it out. And I said, you do know I'm a lesbian, right? I felt like those were the only words I could come up with to say to him. And I waited very, very long time for a response. Again, this just happened about an hour ago. After I sent that message, my heart was like doing these crazy dances, but it was dancing in fear. And my mouth was getting dry. For some reason, like still thinking about it, like I feel shaky. It was just very nerve-wracking to me, and I really don't understand why. Because he knows I've had girlfriends in the past, and I think I was honestly scared of his response because I don't want him to hate me. I know I'm his daughter and he's gonna love me unconditionally, but it doesn't take away the fact that he's gonna have feelings and emotions about this. So he finally replied and said, so when I said, do you know I'm a lesbian, right? He said, yes, Amber. Again, he's not social media like based, so his typing is kind of confusing. So I might stumble on some words, but he said, yes, Amber, how do you think I am? Do you know I'm rather, and then I don't know what he was saying. He said, I love you no matter what. So next, like what next? I'm sorry I've changed a little bit. I miss you. I wouldn't care. So if you guys know my dad, what he just said to me was, like, when he said, so next, that was him saying, like, so what next? Like, what does that matter? Like, that doesn't matter to him. And when he said, I'm sorry, I've changed a little bit. See, I did not want to cry. I just feel like I've been hiding from him for so long now. Like, hiding a really big part of me, which is me being a lesbian. And I've been hiding it from him in the sense of, like, I don't talk to him about it. And I feel like it's important that I'm able to communicate with him, because what if I marry a girl one day and I want him to come to my wedding, you know? And so I replied and said, you used to be against homosexuals, and I never actually told you I was a lesbian. It's been weighing on my heart, and I felt like I needed to tell you from my own mouth. And if you guys knew my dad, he has a great personality. He's really funny, and he can always make me laugh. Because I said, I feel like I needed to tell you from my own mouth. He said, hello, how about from your own fingertips? Haha, because we're typing. And I was like, lol, that's true. Thank you for accepting me. I was worried. And then we start talking about calling each other, and like I let him know like I'm probably gonna bawl my eyes out because I actually haven't talked to him on the phone in years, let's be honest. And then I said, I love you. And he said, because of you and Grams is why I'm a little different now. I love you so much, sweetheart. God, you don't even know. And don't think that's why I don't contact you much. It makes me very sad that I feel like I failed you kids, and now I'm bawling. God, I love and miss my dad so much. Like, same with my brother and my mom, and it's just like, the part where he said, it's because of you and Grams is why I'm a little different now, because like I said, my grandma was a lesbian, and I didn't find out till after she passed away. And it's like, sometimes, you know, all the time I wish she was alive, you know, but it's like, I want her to know that I'm also a lesbian. Is that weird? Like, I want to sit down and talk to her and be like, so how'd you find out? Like, when did you know? And I never got that opportunity because my parents never wanted me to know. And I don't know, know, but my dad is proving, you know, that he definitely has changed his views in the last years and years and years. It's been years. When my dad would say harsh things about my grandma, this was back when I was like really young. And it just breaks my heart that he thinks that he failed us. I mean, we've been through the ringer. A lot of it has happened. You guys know that I was in foster care. And anyways, I don't want to get into that right now. I replied and I said, don't cry. Everything will be okay. I hope we can visit each other one day. I hope that more than anything. And he said, me too, honey, me too. And he said, are you okay? And I said, yes. And then we started talking about my mom and how we miss each other. And gosh, like, I miss him so much. And the fact that he was so accepting of this is amazing to me. And I feel like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I have two. And I really just wanted to share this with you guys because I was terrified to tell him. And I feel like if I can help people out there, then that's just what I really want to do in life, is to help people. I know there has been a lot of people, for whatever reason, that look at me and say, Amberlynn, you're lesbian because you're fat. And I'm just like, how does the number on the scale have to do with the fact that I am sexually attracted to females? And why would I put myself through this pain and the fear, especially when I was younger and a teenager, just the fear of my own father hating me forever because I was gay? No, you don't just get to choose this. You don't. But I wanted to make this video because my dad has changed so much, and so much for the better. And I actually have a really close friend of mine. I'm not going to say any names. You guys have never met this person. It's actually a guy. He was my friend from California. He used to be very against gay marriage. And me and him were really good friends. And he voted no for gay marriage when I was 18. Or was I 19? I think I was 18. And I took a lot of offense to that. And I actually stopped communicating with him. I was immature then. It was just really offensive and insulting because me and him were really good friends, and I stopped being friends with him. I recently got a message from him, and we began talking again, and the subject of gay marriage popped up, and he said that he is now for it. And it's been years since I've talked to him, like 7, and 6 or 7 about. It's just crazy how, you know, the more time that people can understand the LGBTQ community, the better and easier it is for people to accept us and to understand that this is not a choice. And I feel like for my dad to finally be in that spot, in that position, is amazing to me. And it's like, even though things have happened in the past, if I get married, I would love for him to walk me down the aisle. Like, that's something that it's traditional. I'm not a traditional person, but it's something that would mean the world to me. And I feel like every girl should get that opportunity if that's what they want. No matter if you're straight or a lesbian, it doesn't even matter. I feel like these are happy tears, honestly, because I just feel so relieved that I was able to have this discussion with my dad and for it to end in a good way. It just feels really nice that I can now be 100% open with him about everything, and in a sense I feel like I can talk to him more and I won't feel scared or weird to communicate with him. I'm not saying that I didn't communicate with him because of this, but this just makes it easier for me to talk to him because I was living in so much fear, and it's just like that fear that's always like ticking in the back of your mind that just, it was fear that I didn't need to have. This whole time I didn't even need to have this fear because he loves me no matter what. And that means the world to me. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to share this experience for people who want to come out and they're too afraid. And I also wanted to share this experience because this is a video that I want to look back on and I want to remember this years and years from now. So I came out to my dad today in a very different way than probably most people do it, but it happened and I'm happy to share it with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go wipe off my tears and fix my makeup and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.